What's going on, Star Citizen fans? It's your boy Raptor Spiritus, and I am back with another one. So this video, I'm going to try to keep it honestly short. I'm not trying to go over the same thing. Luckily, we have a bunch of good YouTubers that have already put out this information in detail, so I would definitely recommend you going to their pages if you want the full breakdown. But we are going to talk about the new ship updates and the latest 4.2.1 PTU patch. There are some great ones, but there are some massive ones. If any of you guys know me or watch my previous videos, my Corsair is my baby and they did me dirty. So we'll go over that in a second, but we're just gonna like eat through these really quickly and try to hit some highlights. So just bear with me while I kind of scroll through. So one of the newer things that they've done is I've noticed on a lot of these ships there's a lot of yaw like nerfs. So yawing, for some reason they're docking the yaw down for a lot of these ships. I'm not too sure why. So if you look at them, yaw negative, and as you go through it, other ships have yaw negatives. But there are some good attributes they've done, like they've boosted a lot of ships. So, but they've also again nerfed a lot of ships too. And yaw is one of the things you see. You know, if you look in, you see it's like negative for the yaw, whatever. So let's get to the ships that really matter for me, which are the Saber Firebird. So let's go back here. So let's see. Oh, it was here a minute ago. Oopsie. All right, Saber Firebird. If you look at the top, its pitch and its yaw got dropped by 2%. Now that's not a lot. However, comparatively to the Aegis Saber Raven, the Saber Raven got a plus 24 pitch and a plus 24 yaw. So the Saber Raven is hella maneuverable, you know, than the Saber Firebird. So I mean, I'm okay with this. Why? Because as you've heard me talk before, I'm really big about diversity in variants, right? So the Saber Raven is a stealth ship. It has only, I think it's 2 size 3 guns. It's not a lot, but it's a stealth ship nonetheless. So I'm not sure exactly what else it is. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was something special that was done with like AMD. If you bought like or an Intel packet or something, you would get it. So it's an old ship. But so then they came out with the Saber Firebird last year, and this thing was awesome. It's stealthy, but it has missiles, right? So it's basically a small missile boat. The fact that they nerfed it only like 2%, that's not a big deal. It's, you know, yes, I would love it to be more as maneuverable as the Saber Raven, but again, if you think about what they're trying to, you know, think about is this ship, the Firebird, has obviously more weight because it's supposed to house 24, I think it's size 3 missiles. That's a lot more weight, so it really shouldn't get the same maneuverability as the Saber Raven. Like, I can understand that. So this one I wasn't too bad about, again, because this is one of my ships, so I wasn't too bad about it. So let's go through and see what else we find. Let's see, the Vanguard, they got some pretty good nerfs. I mean, not nerfs, but some pretty good buffs. And then, all right, this is gonna hurt some people. The F7A Mark II Hornet. Look at that. The pitch -11%. The yaw -11%. The roll -5%. This thing used to be, I mean, it's still, I think it's not super bad. It really isn't as that bad when you think about it. But still, man, like, it was fine the way it was. You know, but again, I understand balancing is important. CIG is trying to balance ships based off of what they are. They're trying to balance, you know, heavy fighters for what they are. fighters comparatively and big ships comparatively. So, you know, I'm pretty sure it'll still fly pretty well. I'm just like, it just was fine the way it was. I don't know. It wasn't like too maneuverable. Like, it was pretty good, but it wasn't like super fast. But you know, at the end of the day, it's still getting nerfed a pretty good bit. The Mark 1s, I mean, the Mark 1s it got nerfed a little bit, but like the pitch is 53, and the Mark 1's bulkier, and the pitch on the Mark 2 is 50. Yaw is 42, 40. So the Mark 1s are actually a little bit better than the Mark 2s. It's fine, it's whatever. I just, you know, I wonder sometimes, but it's fine. So let's move on. So he's going through the Hornets. Yeah, they all got nerfed. It was pretty bad. Let's see what else we got. Oh, that's all the Hornets. After all, every single thing negative for the Hornets. So Hornets got now this right here. Everybody's been talking about the F8C Lightning forever, since the event came out where you could get it, and I had it one time and then I sold it because when the F7A Mark II came out, or at the time it was the F7C Mark II, and then through an event it upgraded to the F7A Mark II, I was flying it all the time, so I stopped flying the F8C. I didn't fly it. It was just sitting there. You know, it sure had a bunch of size 3 guns on it. It was cool, but I didn't really care for it. It's, you know, so I melted it down. It's still in my buyback, but I don't think I'm gonna buy this thing back. It's like $200 something. So I was like, no, thank you. So, yeah, it's the Lightning got its buff. It's got almost a 10% pitch, 13% yaw, 4% roll. So it's gonna be a little bit more maneuverable. It's not gonna drive like a bus, because that's what it was driving like as a heavy fighter. It really, you know, yes, a heavy fighter, but it shouldn't drive like, you know, it's a Winnebago. It's crazy. So luckily they gave it some love. It deserves it. So because they're trying to put everything in their classes to be correct for their classes. You know, heavy fighters, light freighters, medium freighters, and so on. So I was happy to see they gave it some love, because people have been complaining about that forever. So let's keep going. Hurricane got some love. I mean, I think it floated like once, but it's good. It got a little bit of love. Some people say it needs more armor, but you know, because it's technically a heavy fighter, but it's still cool. Samtaki Eye. This thing got a good amount of love here. So pitch 14%, yaw 14%, roll 7%. Now these alien ships deserve it. Why? Because they're supposed to be using anti-gravity technology, with just the way the engines roll and stuff like that in all directions. It deserves it. You know, it's not a conventional ship. It should be a lot more maneuverable based off the fact that it's this technology for an alien ship, in my opinion. So I was very happy to see that it did get some maneuverability buffs. That's awesome. And then the thrust got kicked back a little bit, which is 10%. That's, you know, it's not bad in the grand scheme of things for the main thrusters. Retro thrusters got a 100%. 100% for the retros? So, I mean, I guess this thing's gonna take off like a bat out of hell, I suppose. The maneuvering thrusters, 42%. Like, this thing's gonna be like ridiculous, as it should be. And it should be, really. It should be really maneuverable because of what it is. The accelerating thruster, main one, got a little bit buff. The strafe, not so much. It got a nerf by 12%, but you know, for everything else, it's not that big of a deal. The up-down acceleration, 20%, down 100%. Like, that's great. You know, it got some good stuff. This is pinnacle balancing, right? It's not all pluses, it's not all negatives. It's just really just kind of like tweaking and stuff, and it deserves it. So this I think is a very suitable buff and adjustment for this ship. Maneuvering again, fuel usage 42% plus retro. It did really well. So I'm definitely a fan. So let's move on. Next ship is the A1 Spirit. That is the ship I have, and it got a pitch buff, which is cool. So it's not a lot, but still, I'm glad it got a little something. The yaw is negative, so I'm not too sure the reasoning for the yaw. I'm wondering if it's because of the implementation of the controlled surfaces that they're trying to go with, because a lot of ships are seeing that yaw, that negative yaw. So we'll see what happens. But it got a little bit of a buff. That's cool. I dig it. You know, it's a very aerodynamic ship. I would assume that it would be a little bit more maneuverable for being what it is. And then as we go through the Crusader Ares, I had the Ion. I like the ship, but again, I didn't use it very often. But they both get a SEM speed increase of 3%, which they should. Again, they're adjusting the heavy fighters. They're trying to make them make sense, which is cool. And they got, you know, a SEM boost on it for, it's not a lot, you know, just a little bit. But, you know, even little tweaks, you know, make it a little better. Now, we get to a ship that I don't have, which is the Mercury Star Runner. This thing got let me see if I can get the whole thing. No, okay, so I'll start from here. This thing, it got some good buffs. It got some negatives too, and this is where I say it's one of those things that is acceptable, right? It's tweaking little things here and there, take some here, take away some things there. It makes sense. So it was already a very maneuverable ship, especially when I first started playing like 3 years ago. This ship was super maneuverable for being as big as it was. So I was like, cool. And then they nerfed it a while back, and now they're buffing it again. So I dig it. So we got, they actually added some whole HP, which is cool. So on the nose, it went from 12 to 14, 17% buff. On the body parts, 17% buff. So it's going to be as it should be. It should be a little bit more of a contender, which is cool. Especially for the fact that it only has 2 size 3s for the pilot guns. It deserves some love. And a little bit more armor to make it, you know, make sense. SEM speed, not a big hike up, you know, but it's fine. Max speed got an 8%. Pitch, yaw, and roll went down. It's a big ship. Flying in a straight line as it is, I could see it should be a little bit faster, but it's still a big ship, so the pitch and yaw shouldn't be super high. So I can justify it. You know, it's a cargo ship, right? It's on top of that, so I can justify it. It's fine. SEM got a 24% boost forward and a 6% backwards. Again, flying straight lines, it's got it where it counts. And then as we go down a little bit, in boost, it got 13%. So it's got a little bit of a boost to it. I like that for the boost multiplier. And this is where I think it's awesome. It went from 2,600,000 to 3,200,000. It got a 23% in quantum capacity. So this thing is actually meant for the long haul travel. It's giving it a little bit more distance, as it should, right? It's supposed to be a data runner, but I mean, this thing should be able to like go for a long time. So I think that this is a very sensible and respectable buff and adjustment for this vehicle, personally. So the Buccaneer, I'm not a fan of. It's not the prettiest ship in the world, but it got some love. But let's get to the meat and potatoes. All right, this thing makes me want to vomit. and I've already put a Reddit post, not Reddit, but a Spectrum post regarding this. I'm super ill. If any of you guys fly the Corsair, you all know it drives like a bus. It does. It's a huge shit. It's like an old Lincoln Town car from like the 70s. It's a boat, right? But now what they've done, this thing, it flies like a freaking skyscraper now. Like, this is ridiculous. The ship is just, it cannot leave it alone. It doesn't, it wasn't bothering anybody. It was sitting pretty where it was, and they just couldn't leave it alone. And note, someone did make a note on a comment on, I do believe it was on the same video. If you look at the comments, they say, you know, typically when they when they nerf a lot of the ships, there's something else coming really soon, which is probably true, but that's beside the point, man. Like, come on. Like, I understand it's about adjustments. Again, I understand that. It's not my game. I'm just playing it. It's whatever. But, man, I really wish they would just find something and leave it alone. You know, that's just me. But me personally with the Corsair, it's been through some bull, and it keeps going through some bull, and I think this is messed up. But, okay, let's get into it. So, SEM speed has dropped from 200 to 190. That's crazy. It's maybe only 5%, but that's still a lot. You know, for a ship that flies like a boat anyways, it's a lot. So now it's a lot slower. Max speed is got a +3, which no. It's not enough to matter. Pitch went from 30 to 26. Pitch went down 13%. Oh my god. Y'all, 33%. Good lord. Roll 27% down. Come on. Like, this is messed up. Main thrust is the same. Thrust capacity is the same. Retro thrusters went down. If you guys know, when you lift off with the Corsair, it's not like it just pops up. It's just, it kind of slowly kind of comes up. This is ridiculous. Come on. Maneuverability went from 48 to 40. Negative 18%. This is stupid. Acceleration. It already accelerated slow as shit. Now it's accelerating even slower. Strafe, slow. Up, slow. Down, slow. Massimo SEM, slower.
It is a little bit increased. Pitch, yaw, and roll part.
Oh, sorry. Jesus Christ. I'm so irritated right now. So let's go. All right. Fuel capacity. Main thrusters, same. Retros went down, and then maneuvering fuel, I guess, is fuel usage per second, negative 18%. Like, I can't even with this right now. Like, this is so dirty. So I'm upset. Corsair, I still love the ship, but CIG is so wrong for this, but whatever. Alright, moving on. Let's move on. What else we got that's anything recognizable to talk about? Cutlasses all got nerfed too. That's, you know, I don't care about the Drake Carroll. It's not my thing. So this is the other thing that so this is cool. Drake Vulture got a 37% increase in extraction efficiency, which is great. However, the Aegis Reclaimer got a nerf on its extraction. What? Like, the Aegis Reclaimer is a big ship. Like, it's been fine forever. They just added PDCs to it. And now you're gonna make them work because now you nerfed the extraction. Like, come on, man. CIG, I don't know what math y'all mathing with, but I'm gonna need y'all to stop. Yeah, no. So let's see what else. Alien ships again. Good buffs, good tweaks. Pitch up 7. This is an Xperia Enclave. The alien ships, they should fly better, and this is where it's at. Way better maneuverability. I heard this thing sucked for a while. I heard that it was terrible, and that's why I didn't even look at it. I didn't even like look at the direction. I was like, nah. But it got some love. So I'm not gonna go through it. Again, I'm hitting the ones that matter for me. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to balancing variance. This right here. Or in a previous video, you guys would have heard me talking about it. And I've actually posted them on Spectrum, where whenever the Guardian QI and the regular Guardian came out, they were basically identical, and the QI for $10 more, you got a quantum entanglement or interdictor. I can't remember which one is what. I know one will stop you from going to quantum, one will drag you out of quantum while you're in it, but it's the one that will keep you from going to quantum, like you can't jump away. But this was, it was like, why am I gonna buy the regular one? It's just nothing to it that makes it better than the other one. You know, the missile arrangement, you can switch to make it, you know, almost basically just like the regular standard Guardian, and you get a quantum entangler, and you know, along with it for $10 more. So why would I buy the other one? Now they've made it to where it makes a little bit more sense. I would still like to see this number go up just a smidge more while these stay about the same. But it's not bad. Pitch yaw, 45. It went up 13%, so it has a little bit of more maneuvering advantage than the rest of them. It had ones already, but like this is a lot better. I like that. They're still trying to make it more maneuverable. I still think they need to do just go ahead and kick it up a little bit more. That's just my opinion. Because there's no other system besides shooting and flying. It needs just a smidge more. But still, it's faster as far as the maneuvering is concerned. This one is a little bit, and of course the MX, as it should be, is the slowest. Totally fine. This is good balance. I dig it. So, but they are, again, heavy fighters. They're getting loved because heavy fighters should respond a little bit better than what they've been doing. You know, so I'm happy about that. And I don't think that there's anything else really besides those. Fortune, I'm careless about. The freelancers got some love, and I do believe that was it. 400i. Okay, so this one I'll talk about because I do like the 400i. It increases component mass by +4. I'm not exactly sure what that means for the components. Maybe just saying that, again, the components actually bring weight to it, so maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. Maybe they upped the component. No idea. But it got a component mass, and then the speed. This thing is sleek. It should be fast. And so they upped it by 7%, which is cool. And its SEM speed went from 450 to 500, 11%. And the boost, backwards is got the 3%. So it's cool. Nothing too crazy. And then we have Constellation nerf. Constellations a lot of them got nerfs. That is terrible, but whatever. That was another thing that was kind of cracked out, but it did. So now we're getting into the Zeuses. So I have the Zeus Marquis is what let me go back. What I originally got. So I get the ES on a loaner. But they got some small tweaks. It's a very aerodynamic ship. It's super cool. So it got a +10 on the pitch and a -3 on the yaw, which isn't bad. And everything else, thrust capacity, I don't know why it says 0. I don't know what that means. That's strange, but again, sometimes stuff's not consistent, so I don't know if that's a mistake or not, but they probably should take a look at that, because going for the thrust capacity from this to 0, I'm a little concerned. So I hope CIG takes care of that, because that doesn't make any sense. And then of course the Scythe, again, alien ship, it gets a little bit of a buff on the speed for SCM speed. Pitch got a buff, yaw, a smidge nerf. Main thrusters, maneuverability. Main thrusters got a plus 35, so it's getting quick. It's quick actually, that's pretty good enough. And maneuverability went down a little bit by 10, which is fine. It's not the most aerodynamic thing. Acceleration for main thrusters plus 6. Strafe negative, up negative, 10 negative. So it's not too bad. But so that's all I got today. But obviously the highlight for me was the Corsair. Whatever. But so they're trying to balance things according to their classification of what kind of ship they are, which I think is great. It's going to be ongoing, so I know I'm a little heated about certain things, obviously, but it's not. It's going to probably change again later on. I don't know, because they're always constantly changing stuff. I just wish they'd leave that Corsair alone. But we'll see. But there you have it. That's 4.2.1's ship buffs and nerfs. And I will see you guys in the verse. I always appreciate you. So do me a favor, hit that like button and the subscribe button, and share my videos with your friends. I hope you guys enjoy the content, and of course, as always, I love comments, so please comment on my videos, engage, and I will do my best to always reply. So you guys take it easy out there and be safe in the verse.